Sorry, dude.
Is purely an unexplainable passion that pervades all reasoning for any other reality. It is the reason I stand before you, the reason you are all gathered around in celebration, and most importantly, it is exactly why these two people decided to arrange this day. Khalil Gibran, a famous writer, once said, "Marriage is the golden ring in a chain whose beginning is a glance and whose ending is eternity." In this, I can see the pain of eternity and the detriment it encompasses upon a single autonomous soul. Yet, the effort to profess how grand love really is becomes present when you consider the silver lining in this golden chain of time. Some may wish to solely focus their attention upon the beauty of the legal promises that will pave the way for the future. However, it is of the utmost importance to devote our attention unto the unbearable weight of the chain that comprises this union we are here today witnessing. First, we must note the heaviness that this burden brings forth. I can both figuratively and literally see the chains of marriage forming as you both pronounce your love to one another. Gazing into each other's eyes, it's as though you've been poisoned with the ecstasy of emotion. You become so enraptured by this soul that you can barely breathe as you recite the vows that will forever leave you connected as but a link to a much bigger chain of events. To me, it is this very type of love that can be the chain of eternity that proves sense with disillusioned sights. Think about it. Seeing the same face in the morning, hearing the repetitive stories that never seem to stop, knowing that you have made a vow to be bound until death do us part. I feel as though I'd rather take an early death in this case than lose myself in another person forever. Initially, it is the exchange of golden rings, but then you both exchange your own lives. You start to become one, essentially making a longer, more unbreakable chain that bounds you to the confines of the other person. You put away your dream career for a screaming child that you have now devoted the remainder of your life to. Or maybe you decide to relocate home to appease your partner's career move. The sweet aroma of blissful love perfumes the individuality of one's own soul. Before you know it, your greatest gift is your screaming child, the partner you resent for relocating, and the home you both are now fighting over paying off. It sounds as though the sound of war has emerged from the beating of two hearts becoming one, sounding more like the beat of the drums calling you to your final demise. That's right, the demise of life as you know it. Say goodbye to shopping days with the girls and bar nights with the boys. The gold of the chain starts seeping into your world, painting your reality with the sparkling path that will forever bind you to the chain of love. It closes in on your world, suffocating the watchful senses and piercing the desire to rise against all odds as a single individual. But this chain isn't the only aspect to consider. There's yet to discuss the fine sliver of silver lining present that holds the strong and shiny chain together. This lining takes loss and replaces it with love. Although one loses autonomy and the confines of legal dependence, that person receives a bond that will never be replaced. You both have decided that you can find this connection with one another. It is the reason you are here today, and the reason we are witnessing the bond that will leave you forever indebted to your partner. We see that this day is important enough to devote our time to, the same devotion you pledge to give one another on this very day. This moment binds the legality with the love in your hearts. It is why we are gathering, celebrating as a group, this event becoming reality. This, ladies and gentlemen, is not about marriage, but about the great darkness of the deepest well. We may find one drop of water that will give us hope, allowing the light to eventually shine through. This drop of water is what your partner will be to you in the darkest times of your life. They will be the golden sunrise that comes out in the rainiest of days, or the seemingly bright shoreline when you're lost at sea. Let your senses be enveloped by this person you commit your life and your love to, with the utmost certainty that they will help you see through the smoke and soot of life, hear through the sirens of hell, and speak through the silence of negativity. There are always ups and downs, and clearly for the both of you, the downs weren't severe enough to keep you from today. You were able to Push through the positive and the negative points of your relationship, sustaining a bond that only you two can paint the world gold with. And if, in considering the above mentioned, you are still here, awaiting the continued celebration of this day without running, I pronounce from this day forward that you both see one another to the end, in sickness and in health. Congratulations, you've earned it.